We are going to start now by speaking about Florian Wirtz. Ultimately ends up as Liverpool's match winner, getting his first official Premier League goal. He thought he had one against Sunderland, that was taken off him as an own goal, but this time, no doubt about it, Florian Wirtz is rightly rather credited with that goal. And Jamie, unsurprisingly, 91.8% of the voters put Florian Wirtz in the boss category, and it's easy to see why, especially after that very, very good first half performance. Mate, would you go along with that one? Would you put him as boss as well?
Yeah, absolutely. I'll just move him up.
Get him in there.
Where he belongs, in boss. There he goes.
What did you make of him?
Yeah, I mean, we've just given him our Man of the Match award. I think it was richly deserved. What I liked about it was some of the stuff that we talked about in the preview. I said I wanted to see a good performance from him, maybe even a masterclass from him. I'm not sure if it was a masterclass, but it was a very, very good performance. You mentioned, Steve, that he'd been bought to unlock stubborn teams playing a low block. That was exactly what Wolves tried in the first half. It was 10 men behind the ball at all times, and he was the one who was making it tick. He was starting nominally off the left, but he drifted right at times. He was all over that front three. He was trying to get moves started. He was picking passes. He was beating players. He beat Doherty with an amazing piece of skill in the first half. He was involved. It was an excellent first half performance from him. And then to cap it all off, he gets his goal, peels off his man. He's found really well by Ekitike. We were wondering if he just overplayed it with his touch, but actually his touch just lets him get there ahead of Jose Sarr, and it's an easy finish. Yeah, I thought it was a very good performance today from a man who has started to really kind of apply his spell on the team. You know, he's making things tick. He's running games. He's the chief creator, and now he's just added a goal. A long-awaited goal to his Liverpool resume. Yeah, really pleased with his performance today. And
it was interesting, Jay, because, like I say, Arne Slot, I think Arne Slot and Liverpool had a bit of an issue in the summer in that they clearly planned for the Premier League being a certain type of way, and it's gone another way. And I think actually this game a little bit was kind of a microcosm of that, because when Wolves sat back and did the low block stuff, all of Liverpool's best summer signings, well, obviously the ones who were on the pitch, of course, in Frimpong, in Kerkez, in Ekitike, in Florian Wirtz, all look effective. Second half, when Wolves get the goal off the set piece and they perhaps go a little bit more physical and a bit more direct, and they try and play a little bit higher up the pitch and just try and get in Liverpool's faces, the game changes a little bit. But Florian Wirtz, like I say, against the low block, that's what he was bought for, and he does it really well in that first half. Throughout the course of the game, 104 times he touched the ball. He picks it up everywhere. Now, predominantly, he had that little link-up, Jay, on the left with Milos Kerkez, which was working quite well. Ultimately, it creates a couple of chances. But also, he wasn't afraid to go and drift over to the right-hand side and link up with his old mate, Jeremy Frimpong. He was doing his defensive duties as well. It just felt like that was why Liverpool bought Florian Wirtz, because Arne Slot and maybe Richard Hughes, wherever, they were all a bit worried about the fact that they were going to get teams sitting back all the time. And when teams do sit back, that's the type of performance that maybe he will give you.
Yeah, I mean, he was the club record signing briefly until Isak came in. We all talked about how he was convinced to join Liverpool because Slot had this tactical plan for him. I think a lot of pressure's been put on his shoulders in terms of, you're the man the play's going to come through you. But I think he's starting to rise to that now. Obviously, he's a young man. He's 22 years old. But I think the way he's played today shows the faith that Slot's got in him. He said, all right, yeah, nominally you're starting on that left-hand side. And yet we did see some good link-ups early on with Kerkez. Kerkez was being slipped in by Wirtz more than we've seen in most of the games this season. Some little link-ups with Jones and Ekitike. But I think Slot has told him there, you go where the danger is. If you think there's danger on that right-hand side, you can pull across there. If you think there's danger in the middle, you can go there. We also saw him in the second half. He beat his man down the line and pulled a cross back. So, yeah, I think performances like today have shown the faith that Slot has got in a young player to say, more or less, you go wherever you want. If you think there's an opening, you go there and you try and attack there because we trust you. We trust you to break this game open for us. We trust you to go and win this game for us. And that's what he showed today.
Yeah, he obviously spoke after the game. He said we had a brilliant first half. That's what Florian Wirtz said. And I think for the most part, again, it took a while to get the goal, but I half agree, Liverpool's game plan was clear. It was nice, Jay, as well. We can't touch on it there with Wirtz, is that he was equally happy to go and link up with Kerkez as he was to go and link up with Frimpong. Now, obviously, him and Frimpong have that relationship. They've played with each other in Germany for a long time. They know each other quite well. But also, he was quite happy linking up with Kerkez on the left. And, of course, his goal comes from a nice little bit of link-up, playing a nice run from Hugo Ekitike. So it feels like with Wirtz, he can go and almost be the creator, but he can link up with loads of different players. It isn't just like one special partnership. He's quite happy to drift about and get involved with whichever players needed. And all three of those provided some good moments in Liverpool, all three of those link-ups.
Yeah, absolutely. That's what I was saying about making Liverpool tick. He's almost the conductor of the play. You know, everything's going through him. It's another show of faith in the Liverpool team in terms of responsibility. If we can get it to Wirtz, he can beat a man, he can slip a man in. And yeah, I just thought it was excellent that he managed to cap off a good display with a goal today, because he had that goal that he scored against Sunderland ruled as an own goal. Yeah, I think it's very, very promising signs. I still think there's more to come from him. I still think there's another level that he can go to. But if we can keep him in this vein of form, Liverpool now, that's a few wins in a row. If we can keep him in this vein of form, then I think Liverpool are going to do well in the next coming weeks.
Yeah, absolutely. Then that is your guys' thoughts on Florian Wirtz was given boss. Me and Jamie agree. Let us know in the comment section what you made of Liverpool's German superstar. I think rightly was given man of the match as well, because he had a very, very good game. For those of you watching or listening to this little section on YouTube or your podcast platforms, head on over to redmenplus.com now. We are going to continue to rank every single Liverpool player from that game. So yeah, head on over there now. That was a clip from the Player Ranking Show. If you'd like to check out the show in full in either video or podcast form, simply head to redmenplus.com.